Hey, what is up, man? This is Cam Jennings. Thanks for the email, man. I'm gonna do this video for you. This is an unlisted video, so nobody can see this video unless you share it with them. I want to answer some of your questions here. Ipe. I want to answer some of your question here by email. It's just easier for me sometimes just to record a simple video versus um, typing. So let me just break this email down for you. Okay, so thank you, Cam. Thank you for your reply. I was working in Dubai and returned home when I lost my job there. I spent lots of money trying different methods to make a living online. The following are a few of the reasons I could gather that prevented me and others from succeeding online. Well, that's the first problem, Ipe. You don't want to assume you know what's preventing others. Okay, it has nothing to do with others. It's just about you. It's not about anybody else. Okay, you don't know what's going on with anybody else. Everybody's different. Okay. Number one, most methods only work in theories with slim chances of success in real life. This is not true. This is a wild assumption. This is a wild assumption, and it happens to be one that is just not true. Okay. So if that's how you feel, that's a limiting belief that is holding you back, and it's probably part of the reason why you haven't succeeded yet. This is not true. Okay. E.g., affiliate marketing using Twitter, etc. The OPs have themselves never tried out those methods. They create products primarily to make themselves money and by selling dreams. I buy lots of products and I get lots of products given to me, and this is not true. This is a wild assumption. You might hear a lot of people saying things like that, but it's a bunch of people that aren't successful. So you need to stop listening to people that aren't any more successful than you are. All right. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Number two, some methods need lots of work in a consistent manner for a long period of time. People fail because of proper direction and motivation. Well, there again, I don't care why other people fail. I only care why you think you've been failing. That was the question I was asking you. You can't worry about what's going on with other people. Everyone's got their own things going on. You got to focus on what's going on with you, man. If you want to see success, you just got to focus on you. Don't try to put yourself in a big club of other people. And, you know, who wants to be in a big club of losers? That doesn't make any sense. So don't try to put yourself in this big bunch of people that are failing. Don't do it. Everybody's different, and you have your reasons why you're having trouble, and those reasons can be adjusted, Ipe. You can adjust what you're doing, and you can see success, okay? Some methods need lots of work in a consistent manner for a long period of time. Okay, you know what? This has some truth to it. You know, I work 100% for myself online. You know, I support a family of four with what I do, and I do put in consistent work. You know, every day I go to work. I go to work on my own business every single day. There's always something else to do, and it's my job to actually find time for my family and to make time for myself. And because there's always something else to do. I've been doing this since 2011, and it seems like there's always something else to do. So it's up to you to figure out, you know, what your limits are, what you will and will not do, and how often, how much time a day you're going to spend doing it, what days you want off. It's up to you to set those boundaries. You know, when you work for yourself, you're the boss. All right. And that kind of comes back to boss level thinking. All right. You can't think like an employee. You have to think like a boss. And the boss decides how often he's going to work a week. The boss decides what he needs to get done in that amount of time. And the boss decides what direction he's going to go. All right. You got to start thinking like a boss, my friend. Okay. Most will give up after trying out for a while because no one can go beyond a point without seeing positive results. Listen, what you need to think about here, Ipe, is you need to think about the idea that if you're moving forward in a direction and you're not seeing results, you need to examine every part of your process and figure out where it's messing up. Okay. You don't just want to keep on moving forward when things aren't working. You want to examine why things aren't working and fix them, right? Now, me personally, I like to look at my business like an exploding diagram. It has parts to it. You know, where's my continuity coming from? Where is my how's my email list getting built? How's my affiliate marketing stuff going? What's going on with this? What's going on with that? And what are the systems in place for those parts, right? And if you kind of map out the systems for the different parts of your business, you can see very easily which ones are failing and why they're failing. Okay. And I got to tell you, I really don't like how you're bunching a whole bunch of people together here, like a big losers club. It's nonsense, my friend. You're not in a big losers club. Everyone's got their own reasons for failing, and they're all usually pretty different. And don't try to put yourself in a big club. All right, it's not worth it. All you're gonna do is justify why you're not making things work, and that doesn't pay the bills. So they will be confronted with negative things and difficulties or no signs of progress. They eventually give up. For them, it's like trying to catch the black cat in a dark room. The sales copies highlight only the potential benefits, but not the hard and difficult long path needed for results. I agree with that, man. I agree with that. Most sales pages are going to highlight features and benefits. They're not going to make a point to highlight the negative things. I mean, if you're trying to sell a car, are you going to highlight the negative things about, are you going to highlight the negative, or are you going to focus on the positive? I mean, if you're trying to succeed in life, are you going to focus on the negative, or are you going to focus on the positive? So it kind of goes all the way around. I mean, you can look at it like a trick if you want to, but I mean, most people should assume there's going to be hardship. I mean, most sales pages have disclaimers too that say, hey, look, man, just because I made money doing this, that doesn't mean you're going to. I mean, you're going to have to work to get to it. I mean, it's not just going to be like, just easy peasy Japanesey, hit a button and go. It's not always going to be that easy, man. And the people who do sales pages like that, I think that's dirty pool. That's not too cool to do something like that. And yeah, there's people out there doing sales pages like that. But you just got to assume there's going to be a little bit of work involved. I've been doing this for a while. I've never done anything that didn't require a little bit of work. I mean, and that's the truth, man. Okay. E.g. affiliate marketing using SEO. I think you're saying here that SEO is difficult, but the sales copy highlights only the potential benefits. Okay. So, I mean, that's fine, man. That's your opinion. There's thousands of sales pages out there. Not all of them do what you're saying they do, but I have seen some that do what you're saying. Number 3, some methods need consistent spending of money and efforts for a long period of time. Most give up after a while as the result doesn't come by as they expected. Yeah, but is that you? Is that you, or is that other people? Or have you heard that? I mean, how do you know what other people are doing and what? I mean, like this right here makes me think that you're trying to lump yourself into a big club of people that are all losers and like you don't even know them. I mean, is this just stuff you heard? I think you're hanging out with the wrong people, my friend. You're hanging out with the wrong people. Okay. The results depend on lots of factors, including one's country of origin, credibility, approval. Well, I can't speak on this. I can't, because I'm from the United States, so I haven't felt any limitations for where I'm coming from. But I have talked to people who come from certain countries and they can't use PayPal properly because of the countries they come from, and that does suck, man. I mean, I don't know. It sucks. It's not fair. But I got to tell you, dude, I've talked to people who worked around that problem too. I've talked to people who worked around that problem. I know 6- and 7-figure marketers that come from countries that PayPal won't work with them, but they have someone they know in the States or someone they know from somewhere else that PayPal will work with them, set up a PayPal account for them. And I think that's pretty much how they get around that. And these are successful marketers doing that. So I guess the lesson there is, I mean, when there's a will, there's a way. I mean, if you want it bad enough, you're going to find a way to get it. I got to tell you, I've never made a dime off of finding reasons and excuses why I couldn't get something done. I've never done that. The only way I've ever been able to make anything happen is if I just stopped whining, stopped complaining, and found a way to make something happen. All right? There's been plenty of times where I've been frustrated, I've been down, I've been upset that things didn't work out the way I wanted them to, and I got to dust myself off and get back in the ring and go back at it. All right? And that's the way it is, man. if you want to win here, you need to get back up, dust yourself off, and go back at it. List building using paid methods, CPA. Yeah, you spend money for that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. If you're going to list build using paid methods, you're going to spend money. You're going to spend a lot of money figuring out what the hell you're doing. But there's plenty of free methods to build lists. Plenty of free methods out there to use for list building. Matter of fact, product launching is a good example of that. You can launch a simple special report in 30 days. It could take you 30 days legit to launch a simple special report, a one problem, one solution special report. Put a sales funnel in place for it. Recruit some affiliates to help you promote it and launch it. And you're started building a buyer's list. Okay? That's a completely free way to start building a buyer's list. But it takes work, IPE. You have to figure out how to get that product put together. You have to figure out how to make that sales page look decent, right? You have to figure out how to put it all together, put all the pieces together and get it up there. And that takes work and it takes time and you have to figure it out. It takes mostly focus is what it takes. You got to focus on getting it done. I'm going to tell you what, the amount of time you put into this email answering these questions for me, man, I'll tell you what, you could have put that amount of time into a special report and you would have been well on your way. Okay? And I know you have it in you to do it because you put a lot of thought and energy into this email. And the focus that you put into this email and the clarity at which you attack this email tells me you are smart enough, you are clever enough to make this work. But you got to have ambition, and it has to be focused right. This is not focused right. You're too busy focused on why everybody can't succeed. And, who cares why everybody can't succeed? The only thing that matters is why you can't succeed. And you got to figure that out and you got to adjust so that you can succeed. Okay. Now we talk about some methods need right knowledge for the selection of right niche, right SEO strategies, great efforts, and a bit of luck. Amazon associate. So the bottom line is I've done a lot of things since I started, in 2011. I've sold physical goods on Amazon. I've done Amazon affiliate marketing as an Amazon associate, like what you're talking about. Done affiliate marketing, product launching, membership programs, YouTube, you name it. It seems like I've done it. And I made money off of it. But I'll tell you what, this whole thing, a bit of luck, is not true. This is a wild assumption. What it is here's what you do. If you want to work on something, what you do is you give yourself maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks to learn as much as you can about it as possible, right? And then you jump. You're never going to know everything about it. You're never going to be the expert. You need to jump with just like a base foundation of knowledge about it, and then you're going to start learning from experience, all right? And if you move forward with your plan and something's not working, it's not working right, you just identify where it's broken at. Where is it breaking down at? Where is it breaking down at? And you need to fix that part of the business. And that's how it works, man. That's how it works. Look, in this business, you got professionals, you got amateurs, right? And then you got tourists, people who are just like hanging around, just buying products, complaining about stuff, not really doing anything, just whining and complaining and enjoying all the free content, right? They're just kind of like tourists. They're just like hobbyists. Then you got amateurs, and they kind of halfway doing it, but they're also working a job and they're not really devoted to it 100%. And then you got pros, you got professionals, and they dedicate a good part of their time to making all their money online. Now, if you want to be a professional IPE, you need to act like a professional. And IPE professionals, the pros, don't complain about the things they don't have. They don't complain about why they can't get things done. They don't make a bunch of wild assumptions and a bunch of wild excuses. They assume that all things are possible if they figure out the right way to go about it. And when they move forward on something and it's not working, they identify the problem and adjust it. They don't just give up and go complain on Facebook about it. Okay? So A lot of it is mindset and how you approach things. So, I mean, just think about that. Most of those who go for online money making have a different mental state that almost ensures them failure. This is a wild assumption. This is not true. It's a wild assumption. A different mental state that almost ensures them failure. My friend, don't assume to know everybody's mental state. You don't know everybody's mental state, man. Isn't it enough just to worry about your own mental state? Just worry about your own mental state and figure out what's going on with you. I mean, I got my hands full keeping myself on top of the game. I can't worry about everyone else's mental state. I mean, look, man, if you're running a business right now that's failing and you're at the beginning, don't worry about what's going on with everybody else. Just worry about your specific situation and figure out how to adjust it to where it's working. They have low energy, lack of perseverance, and also they have negative circumstances that have already prevented them from going for a day job. Now, look, here's the thing, man. Some of these things you're saying are true, Ipe, but here's the thing. Why do you think that we all love a good rags to riches story? We all love a rags to riches story because that wasn't supposed to happen. Like the guy who, is unemployed and, the best job he can hope for is some, factory job where they don't check for felonies or something like that. All of a sudden, he wises up one day and, starts making millions of dollars a year on the internet. Like, we love that story. We love that story, Ipe, because that's not common. That's not what's supposed to happen. That's not what generally happens. Okay. It's pretty standard for people, who are at the bottom to stay at the bottom. That's pretty standard. All right. So what you need to do is you need to take all that low energy, lack of perseverance, and negative circumstance, and you need to crumple it up into a little ball and throw it in the corner and get on with it. Because the world doesn't expect you to succeed if you have a low energy level and a lack of perseverance and a bunch of negative circumstances surround you. They expect you to stay at the bottom. It's up to you to prove everyone wrong. You need to win in spite of all those things. And that's the bottom line, dude. That's the bottom line. You're not going to surprise anybody by staying down at the bottom and complaining with all the other people staying down at the bottom. It's up to you to change your mindset and rise above it. That's the bottom line, man. The above are some of the reasons that I think of as reasons for my failure. If more than 95% people fail in this field, the reasons must be simple and very common. Man, look, here's the bottom line. The reason that 95% of people are failing is because they're content to whine and stay at the bottom, right? You need to believe you can win. You need to see that vision and you need to move forward. I know you have it in you to do it, or you wouldn't have wrote me this email. You have it in you to be great. You would not have wrote this email if not. You need to adjust your focus. Adjust your focus on fixing the things that are wrong with your business, moving it forward, and getting to success. That's all I got, man. Sorry if this came across as preachy or on a soapbox or anything like that, man. I do wish you the best of success, and I hope this video finds you well, brother. I'll see you later, man. Peace.